are incapable of pronouncing our true names. As a substitute, Carlos, you may call us you.
It was like someone crawled inside me and tried to crush my heart.
What just happened?
Huh? Over there, look.
Earth has disintegrated.
Chief Alita! There's a call from the Prime Minister.
Chief Alita, get back here immediately.
What's the problem, sir?
It's the Earth. The planet has just vanished.
The Earth has vanished.
The Earth has disappeared from every piece of warp footage available.
I understand, sir, but my mission right now is to capture Herlock.
You can deal with outlaws like him later. I need you.
Learn to treat those that have passed away, holding on to their beliefs with respect. That is what a real man does. So if you want to become a real man, then come aboard my ship.
Nana, take care of my dad for me.
Daiba?
Miss K, think she's all right?
I'm sure she can handle it. Trust me.
So, new guys. I hope you were smart enough to bring an offering for the head inmate. You don't know. It's a tradition here for the new guys to make a little offering to the big guy. Believe me, you don't want to get him angry.
Well, what kind of offering should we give him then?
He likes these little things called plastic models. Come on.
Nice.
So? I have made arrangements for all feeds to show a stock image of the Earth.
Do you really think that that is going to work? If anyone from the opposing party finds out that the Earth has just disappeared on us, it'll be a great big mess.
Warped communications between civilians is the issue. The government needs to monitor every line of communication and increase our control over them.
I hear ya. I'll put such a bill through right away.
Without total control of information, there can be no order in society. For them to support my proposals, it had to come to this.
Game over.
Earth. The thread that's holding society together right now is just an illusion, hoping to assure its people that all is well.
What does this mean? It doesn't make sense.
Hello, sir.
What's the matter?
We've just received an image of the ship that we believe is responsible for completely destroying the Earth. According to our observation crew on Pluto, it was this ship that emitted some form of an energy beam that had been aimed directly toward the planet. The ship's name is the Fata Morgana. It was used by a space expedition team that was involved in an accident. They perished in the Hourglass Nebula. That was 5 years ago. We found the ship floating in space and picked it up not much later.
And the problem is,
Last week, the corpses that had been stored at the development station came back to life. They took over the ship and escaped.
corpses came back to life?
Yes, sir. Give this information to the captain of the scaffold. I will be heading on out into the solar system immediately.
Yes, sir.
So, Chief, what are we supposed to do about Herlock? You take care of him. I'll leave you with a plan, not to worry. I'm not going to allow anybody or anything to disrupt order in space. Not a ship of dead men or some antiquated pirate.
Supposedly there was one guy who managed to survive that space expedition. I think his name was...
Professor Daiba. I remember. It must have been about 5 years ago that Herlock rescued the professor.
Rescued?
Our ship just happened to be traveling directly through the center of the Hourglass Nebula. We picked up a very faint sign of life, and when we got closer to it, it was a man on the verge of death floating in space. And that was Professor Daiba.
I have just touched the gates that lead to hell.
Soon he was well again. Then, the professor made me a promise and left the Arcadia. We hadn't had any contact with each other since, until yesterday.
The ruins are trying to tell us something.
The demon has been revived. Protect the seals that hold in the demon.
Arcadia. Herlock!
Where's Herlock?
I am Mime, a woman who sacrificed her life for Herlock.
Where can I find Herlock?
He has already been called on. He was needed by the ruins. Do you have a message for him?
No message. He said...
If you want to become a real man, come aboard my ship. That line got me, too.
Is this true?
Yeah, that's right.
Where would you like to go after you board this ship?
Where would I? I'm not...
Sure. But the Earth no longer exists. The Earth has been erased from this universe.
Why?
Don't know. But according to data from the sheriff station, it was this funny-looking spaceship that was responsible for destroying the Earth.
It's them. God damn it.
Ah, great. Just what we need, another hothead.
Herlock! Herlock!
That was a being who had become kindred with Nu. I am the queen who protects this tomb, and that being was a man who in the past was my husband. Our civilization was destroyed over 100 million years ago by the curse of Nu.
Curse of Nu.
Though sealed away, Nu continues to secretly affect situations throughout the universe. Any civilization that reaches the pinnacle of glory will touch the curse of Nu, and then eventually fall to ruin.
Yes, but what exactly is new?
Nu is fear itself.
Explain.
When the universe first came into existence, during the time of chaos, when matter did not follow the laws of physics, it was Nu who ruled over everything. To imagine it would be to imagine a scene much like hell. Shadows and pain hovered overhead, haunting me. The only emotion that was given to those who were conscious was fear. Then, out of the shadows and chaos, the twisted rope, the first sign of order, was born. The twisted rope sealed Nu, the Lord of Shadows, inside the edge of the dimensions. Ever since, space has been able to move forward, flowing along through the annals of time. All of this occurred in just an instant, in less than 1/10 of a second after the universe had been created. But at the same time, It was an incident equal in importance to 500 billion years of existence.
So why has Nu returned, if he has already been sealed away?
Nu, to this day, continues to curse the universe from deep down within the edges of the dimensions, waiting for the time when he can break open the seal and return to controlling the universe. My civilization has descended from the twisted rope. We were given the wisdom of the rope and have been protecting the seals that have been placed on Nu. But those seals are being destroyed throughout the galaxies by Earthlings. Be careful. Those that surrender to fear will become kindred with Nu. And once their obedience is sworn, they will willingly enslave themselves to Nu, betray their comrades, and lead their race to extinction. Like the man you just met, who was once my husband.
I'm coming aboard the ship.
Is it your choice to do so?
Yes, this is what I want to do.
Where would you like to go once you board the ship?
I don't know. But I have a purpose now. I'm gonna fight them, and I'm gonna avenge my father's death.
Who have you made this promise to?
To myself. So, can I come aboard or not?
We have rooms. Find one you like.
The Arcadia is making its last communication with the ruins.
Arcadia. Let's go.
Ourselves to board that ship after all.
Regardless of all that, I still believe the captain is outside right now.
I feel the same. But if it's not true, and it turns out in the end that the captain decided not to ask us for our help, then what's the point of trying to get out of here alive?